in the black lines. Hi everyone, so BBC have done an amazing series of programmes called their Defying the Label season. You can look this up if you go on BBC iPlayer, click on documentaries, and there's a whole playlist. The show that I'm wanting to talk about though, that I found, was called The Ugly Face of Disability Hate Crime, and it's got the presenter Adam Pearson in it. Now I first came across Adam Pearson was on his Beauty and the Beast, The Ugly Face of Prejudice programmes, which was absolutely amazing. He was on that, and I found him amazing, just absolutely amazing. So in the programme he is exploring hate crime, and he says that there's lots of laws for racism and sexism and things like that, but there isn't a lot for disability hate crime, which is called disableism. I think this is absolutely shocking. Having autism, I've come across so many comments, so many negative comments about that, but I can't even imagine having being disabled physically, that people can see it, because people can't see my autism, but if you've got a facial disfigurement or you're disabled because you're in a wheelchair, it's so obvious, and you must get a lot of abuse, and I think it's absolutely shocking. The example that he showed, he got a comment on one of his YouTube videos, and he actually reported it, and they said that it didn't violate their terms and conditions, and it was directed at him because of his disability, and that's just not right. The police were oh, just block him, no action was taken, but if that was a racist comment or a sexist comment, it would have been taken so much further. The other thing that Adam actually brings up is how come all the villains in films, well most of the villains really, have a facial disfigurement. Isn't that creating this whole view that if you look different or don't look a certain way, you're evil or you're horrible and things like that? And I never actually thought about that until he came out and said it. It never crossed my mind. It wasn't something that I ever thought about, and I actually did sit and think about it, and he has got a point that that's wrong, and there's so much that needs to be changed in this world towards people that are disabled physically or mentally. There needs to be, they are getting more awareness with obviously all these programs and things, but there needs to be more laws put in place. There needs to be more, I don't know, just especially with the law and punishment for if you do hate someone because of their disability, you do say something, if it was a racist comment, there should be the same treatment for if it's against someone that's disabled and towards their disability. There was another example that a guy was in a bar and he got hit and pushed over because he looked different, and it's just shocking, and it's shocking the comments that you get, and it's just the world, just there needs to be some sort of law, and that's why I'm so glad that I saw this programme that Adam Pearson done, The Ugly Face of Disability Hate Crime, because it was questioning, why don't we have this, why isn't there more steps taken, yeah, people didn't even know what disableism was. I hadn't heard the word, but I knew there was disability hate crimes, but I didn't know that the sentencing for someone that does something against someone that is disabled is not the same as if they were doing a racist comment or sexist comment. I didn't know that the sentencing wasn't treated the same, and it should be treated the same, because how can you hate someone because of their disability? That's just wrong. I can't even think about it. I can't even think about treating someone different because they were disabled. It just wouldn't cross my mind to ever treat someone any different, or I don't understand why people would hit someone because they were disabled, or why I treat them different, because everyone has different abilities regardless. Everyone looks different regardless. So why isn't it all treated the same? So the BBC is defying the label season. They've got loads of programmes like Disabled in an Instant, Me and My New Brain, Epilepsy and Me, The World's Worst Place to Be Disabled, obviously The Ugly Face of Disability, Hate Crime, A Very Personal Assistant, which was really good. I'm going to do another video about those two programmes because I thought it was absolutely amazing. The Unbreakables, Life and Love on Disability Campus, that's another one that I'm going to be doing a video on because I'm watching that at the moment and I'm completely hooked at the moment. So go check it out on BBC iPlayer. They're defying the label season because it's worth a watch.